Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Stylemebynancy YouTube channel. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Nancy. In today's class, I'm going to be teaching you how to transfer your already made drafted pattern into another pattern paper for recreation, manipulation, and reuse. In my previous tutorial, I taught you guys the advanced way of drafting a bodice block accurately. So the purpose of this tutorial is that when you already have a bodice block for a particular client, you don't have to draft another bodice block all over again for that client. So this is why it is important that you learn how to transfer your patterns to another pattern. So these are the things you need to achieve this. You need a scissors, a pencil, an eraser. You also need a straight ruler and a curved ruler for curved edges like the armhole and neckline. You also need a sellotape to hold the pattern to the table so that the pattern paper doesn't shift or move while tracing. The tracing wheel, which is one of the most important tool here, is used to transfer these lines on the pattern onto another pattern paper or fabric. But for this tutorial, I'm teaching you how to transfer this pattern that has been drafted into another pattern paper. You can easily get this tool in any fashion store. I got it for 600 naira. So this pattern is a pattern that was drafted in our advanced class, which is the basic bodies. So if you want to learn how to draft this pattern, I'll be dropping the link in the description box so you can watch it. Now to transfer this original pattern to a plain pattern paper, you have to place the original pattern on top of your plain pattern paper, and then you make sure that the edges of the pattern paper is equal. So make sure that both pattern papers are equal. There are some cases whereby you want to trace about 3 pattern paper. You can actually put about 3 pattern paper under this original pattern. So the original pattern is this pattern that has all the lines drafted out. You are sure that the top of the pattern paper and the side of the pattern paper is properly aligned on each other. Then you go ahead to use your sellotape to hold the paper on the table so that it doesn't shift while tracing. Make sure that there's no bubbles on the pattern paper and the pattern paper is very flat. To use the tracing wheel, hold the tracing wheel by the handle. You will notice it has 2 sides. One side is flat and the other side is deep. Place one finger inside the deep side of the tracing wheel. Make sure that the finger is firmly placed and then you control the wheel while rolling it along the pattern lines. So this will create series of dotted lines. I tried to do this on my palm thinking you were going to see the dotted lines, but it's not obvious. Even on the paper, you wouldn't see it because it's a video. But when you do this on your pattern, you're surely going to see the dotted lines as long as you held your finger firmly. The first thing I did here is to trace the block itself. So I started by tracing the top line and then the center back line. The hip line and the center front line. When you do this, you would also see series of dotted lines on this original pattern, and it would also reflect on the other pattern paper below this original pattern. So let's start by tracing the back bodice first, and I would begin with the neckline. Now take note that if you notice that the tracing wheel has shifted away from the line you are trying to trace, please go back to that line and trace it properly. Because if you don't trace the line correctly, it simply means you'll be altering the client's measurement. So take your time to do this. It's very easy. Now, how do you know the lines that you have traced? It is very simple. Like I said earlier, for every traced line, you would surely see series of dotted lines. So after tracing, you would look at the pattern paper very well to see if each lines on the pattern paper has dotted points, which is created or was created by this tracing wheel. If you notice at any point that there is no dotted line in any of the lines, it simply means you missed it or like you forgot to trace it. So all you have to do is to go back to that line and trace it with your tracing wheel. It's that simple. So this is me trying to trace the back dart. So I've traced the back bodies. Now I want to trace the front bodies. So I started tracing from the neckline again, and then I'll continue tracing until I'm done tracing the front bodies. So let me chip in something. These bodies is actually for me. So whenever I want to make a simple basic blouse, corset blouse, bustier blouse, Victorian corset, overbust corset, whatever style I want to make, as long as it's the upper part, I don't need to redraft again. I will just pick one of the pattern paper that has already been traced out from my original pattern, then manipulate it. So in our next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to manipulate your pattern to achieve a particular style. So this is the benefit of learning how to trace your pattern into another pattern and learning how to draft this particular basic bodies. If you're interested in my physical class, you can send me a DM on Stylemebynancy Instagram page, and then I would respond to you. Our first batch will be starting in 2nd of February, and it's a 3 months advanced class and 3 months beginners class. So if you want to do beginners to advanced, altogether it will be 6 months. Also, if you are interested in our online classes, very soon we are going to be putting out the Telegram online classes that are available as well. So I am done tracing the front bodies. Now I'm going to cross check to see if I missed any line. So obviously, from what I've done so far, I did not miss tracing any line. Now I'm just going to take out the sellotape so I can keep the original pattern. Now looking at the original pattern, you would notice series of dotted lines. So this is what I've been trying to explain. You can see the dotted lines. Now these dotted lines has appeared already on this new pattern paper. You can't see the dotted lines on this plain paper because it's a video, but I can visibly see everything. Now I'm going to use my pencil to make dotted points on the 4 corners of this block. And then I would use the straight ruler to connect these dots together. And this would automatically form a square shape. Now I'm going to focus on the front bodies. I used my pencil to make points on strategic areas. The strategic areas are the sharp corners. And then I'll just start connecting. I wish you can see the dotted lines, but you would see it when you do yours. You see how easy it is. You might not even need to do all this strategic point I'm creating. I'm only doing this to simplify things, but actually you would see it and then you just follow through the lines. For straight lines, make sure that you're using your straight ruler. For curved lines, maybe the ham or neckline and then the FUP to waist on the front. Make sure you're using the curved side of your ruler. If you don't understand all these things I'm saying, that's because you've not watched the main tutorial on how I drafted this pattern. So I'll drop the link in the description box so you can learn how the pattern was drafted. So you can see how it's coming out nicely. Now I want to draft the front pattern, and you can see I'm trying to use my pencil to make dots on strategic areas that are visible. And then I'll just go ahead to connect all these points together and you will see how it will come out. So with this, you don't have to start calculating, start drafting all over again. This is basically how to go about it. Like I said, I used just one paper. I placed one paper under the original pattern, but you can place 3 to 5 papers and trace. You will surely see the tracing wheel dots on the pattern paper. So this is the final outcome. We've replicated the basic bodice pattern, and the final thing to do is to label your pattern so that when next you want to use it, you already have the idea of what each part of the pattern represents. And also, one important thing you should do is to always write your client's name on the pattern. My name is Nancy. I'm going to quickly write this on the pattern so that next time I can always identify that this pattern belongs to me. You can see this is the original pattern here. I won't tamper with that again. So I'll just be working with all these other ones that has been traced out. So if I'm going to be manipulating this pattern, these are the things I would like. This is a Victorian corset without illusion, and this is a corset with illusion. So that's basically it. Once you get your foundation, you can always manipulate it into whatever design you want. So thank you guys for watching to the very end. And if you've learned something new, please drop a comment in the comment section. And if you're new to my tutorial, please subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.